And AI just outdiagnosed human doctors in a real emergency room study out of Harvard. Image AI is now the top driver of app growth, beating every chatbot on the market. And AI music is flooding Spotify, whether listeners want it or not. 3 stories. Let's get into it. Today, we're covering a landmark Harvard study on AI versus ER doctors. New data showing image models have overtaken chatbots as the engine of app growth, and a deep look at what happens when AI-generated music floods streaming platforms at scale. These 3 stories are connected in ways that matter, and we'll get into that at the end. A new study out of Harvard has tested large language models against real emergency room cases, and the results are striking. At least one AI model delivered more accurate diagnoses than 2 human doctors working the same cases. This wasn't a controlled benchmark with curated inputs. These were actual ER scenarios, the kind where getting it wrong has real consequences. The study evaluated multiple LLMs across a range of medical contexts, and the performance gap in emergency settings was significant enough to demand attention. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean AI is ready to replace physicians. Diagnosis is one part of medicine. Clinical judgment, patient communication, procedural skill, and real-time adaptation are still firmly human territory. But what this study does tell us is that LLMs can serve as a powerful second opinion in high-pressure environments where cognitive load is high and errors are costly. The liability questions are thorny. The regulatory path is unclear. But the capability is now documented, it's peer-reviewed, and hard to ignore. New data from app analytics firm AppFigures reveals a significant shift in what's actually driving consumer AI adoption. When developers launch image AI models, they generate 6.5 times more downloads than equivalent chatbot or LLM upgrades. Visual AI has quietly become the dominant consumer-facing growth engine in the AI app economy. Think about what that tells us. For all the industry attention on large language models and reasoning benchmarks, everyday users are responding most strongly to tools that generate, edit, and transform images. It's tangible, shareable, and immediately impressive. But here's a catch that AppFigures also flagged. Most of those download spikes don't convert into paying users. There's a massive gap between curiosity-driven installs and sustainable revenue. Developers are winning the attention game and losing the monetization game. That's a structural problem for the image AI space. It suggests the market is still in a novelty phase and that converting visual AI users into loyal paying customers remains an unsolved challenge for the entire sector. AI-generated music is now arriving on Spotify, Apple Music, and other streaming platforms at industrial scale, and the Verge's Terrence O'Brien has a sharp breakdown of how we got here and what it means. The short version? Generative AI tools have made it trivially easy to produce and upload music, and the streaming platform's open submission pipelines weren't built to filter this kind of volume. The result is a flood. Thousands of AI tracks are being added daily, filling niche playlists and ambient categories where algorithmic curation does most of the work anyway. But here's the uncomfortable question at the center of this story. Who actually wants it? Listener demand for explicitly AI-generated music is murky at best. Most people consuming it don't know it's AI made. This isn't just a creative industry problem, it's an infrastructure problem. Streaming platforms now face a content moderation challenge they didn't anticipate, and the artists whose royalty pools are being diluted are paying the price. Step back and look at all 3 stories together and a single theme emerges. AI is winning on raw performance while the systems around it are struggling to keep up. In medicine, an LLM just outperformed human doctors on diagnosis, but we have no regulatory framework that tells a hospital what to do with that information. In the app economy, image AI is winning the consumer attention war, but the business models haven't caught up with the hype. And in music, generative tools are producing content faster than any platform can meaningfully curate or filter it. This is the pattern of 2026. AI capability is running well ahead of institutional readiness. That's not a doom scenario, it's a design challenge. The healthcare systems will eventually build AI into clinical workflows with appropriate guardrails. App developers will figure out how to convert novelty into retention. Streaming platforms will be forced to build better filters or face serious regulatory pressure from artist coalitions. But the gap between what AI can do today and what our systems are prepared to handle is widening faster than most people realize. That gap is the story of this moment in AI. and it's a thing worth watching. So here's what I want to know from you. Which of these three feels most urgent to you? AI in the ER, the image AI monetization gap, or the streaming flood? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want sharp, no hype AI coverage every single day, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We're here every day so you don't have to chase the news yourself.